just make sure that sound is off so that it doesn't interrupt us. And there we go. So now I have chat open. Events should be happening with no problems. And with that, guys, welcome to the episode 2 of the full series, Spring Series Edition 2. What we're going to do today is once again check the first 3 tables from the first tables from round 2. The first 3 tables from round 2, and then we're going to go on the random. Since it should take me about 6, I should be able to take 6. So let's go with 7 columns just in case. From the smallest value is going to be 4. And how many tables are there? Let's go to overview. So how many tables now? We have got 66 tables. So let's go up to 66. There we go. Let's go ahead and get our sequence. And with that, let's go ahead and start with table number 1 right away. So we got RN Genetrosa against Ravius. Let's see if this was abandoned. No, it was fully completed. It was expected for Genetrosa, I'm guessing this is Italian, to win with a 54% win probability. That means that the probability was respected. Let's go ahead and see the game replay right here. So we're going to have Genetrosa's point of view over here. We're going to have his deck over here. And let's first check Ravius' deck over here. So with that, this is indeed an Italian player, and Ravius is a Swiss player. And I see that he has the Brassbach Nursery, and he speaks French, by the way. So it's a Swiss player against an Italian player. Let's go ahead and check over here. What do you mean not connected? Okay, something happened with Twitch. I should be online, but Twitch shows me as offline. But that's not on my side. I don't know what's happening with Twitch. So I'm just going to keep on moving just with YouTube until it gets resolved, because there's really nothing I can do right now other than stopping the stream and restarting. Let me see if are you not synced to stop with OBS. Oh no, it is streaming. It should be streaming. Let me just, yeah, it says I am live. Okay, I don't know why it did say that I was offline, but okay. So let's have the stream over there really minimized. Yeah, there we go. So everything should check out. So let's go ahead. This is Sacrifice Spring 2. This is a Sierra, so I'm guessing lots of things to sacrifice. Yeah, he has abandoned the Brassbach. Yeah, so this is an interesting Sierra. The first unique, the Anansi. When played from hand, I gain 1 boost for each card in your reserve. When a robot joins your expedition, you may sacrifice a character or permanent. If you do, robots you control other than me gain 1 boost. So this is a very good deck to have. Sorry, a very good card to have, a very good unique. Then we got the second Anansi. I gain 1 boost for each card in each player's reserve, once again from hand. Up to 1 target gains fleeting on this one. When a robot joins your expedition, you may sacrifice a character or permanent. If you do, robots you control other than me gain 1 boost. And the support ability, you may return a card from the reserve to your hand. And finally, a Medusa. When played from reserve, you may send target character to reserve. If you do, create an airlet token in its controller's landmarks. And when I leave the expedition zone, create an airlet token in your landmark. So always creates an airlet. This is also very good. And you can use the support ability to activate the arrow abilities of a permanent you control. So that is the deck from Ravius. Let's go ahead and check Genetrosa's. So Genetrosa's, this is our combo corgi spin. So guessing with a corgi, depending a lot of from a corgi. Set it to off, and no, I have 30 seconds. Set it off. First unique, this is a Chiron. When another character joins your expedition, if you control 3 or more characters, target character gains 1 boost. So kind of want to play it as a third character and then keep on playing things, or have them anchored. Muna Caregiver, when a character you control gains 1 or more boosts. If you control 3 or more characters, this one anchors. The support ability anchors. The Muna Caregiver, the support ability, the same thing. And when a character you control gains 1 more boost, if you control 3 or more characters, anchor. So basically, anchor all around. Not using the festival, so this is just an aggressive deck from Genetrosas. From Genetrosa. Now, let's go ahead and go to the end game. Whoop, there we go. Oh, this is a Kieran. Pudding. Cory. I don't know why I thought it was Teja. Okay, the colorful Kuko. Going on the other side, so just a single advance. No, it's going to go to 2, so it's going to be a double advance from Ravius. But the colorful Kuko already got a token in, some power in. There we go with what Genetrosas has on hand. Okay, we got the Corgi there, but not exactly what he wants to have. He decides to get rid of the floral tent. I think the floral tent would have been actually a little bit more helpful. Once again, okay, just pushing to have an anchor, so just trying to win on one side. Going to give the other side. Yeah. So that puts basically all to sleep. And the colorful Kuko gains 1 more boost. And gains an anchor because of the Muna Caregiver. So still 2 expeditions ahead from Ravius, but at least Genetrosa right now is developing his play and gets a very good card with the Hilarion Skater because he'll be able to anchor once again. The colorful Kuko also gets another boost. Yeah, just and after you, the Corgi, not exactly what you wanted to have, but not bad nonetheless. Okay, so probably the Corgi right now, yeah. The Corgi right now gains Fleeting. Avalanche is going to get rid of all the cards on the hero side. Decides not, well, he doesn't need to re-anchor because it's already anchored. So once again, a 1-for-1. Ravius still keeping up his 2 expedition advantage. The Saltra, I think the Sultan. Yeah, the Saratan, I was thinking that was it is a good card, but not for what is happening right now. The Garboach, once again, and after you, gets it again on the reserve. So only 1 character doesn't really make sense. Second Quarry. The Corgi right now, so we are going to have an anchor. There we go. Oh no, he just plays it right away, taking advantage of the fact that he'll give anchored because he's getting boosts. He gets another boost, so he gets another anchor. Another boost, so another anchor. No, he cannot anchor itself. Okay, so finally he gets a double advance. He's starting to bring it back. We are tied right now, but the table is set up for another double advance for Genetrosa, and he's almost out of range from all of his characters from another avalanche. Only the rare avalanche could give Ravius a little bit of trouble. The third unique comes in with a boost. That means that we have an anchored, a boost, an anchored, a boost, and anchored. So He's going to anchor all things right now. Another anchor. No, he cannot anchor itself. Or can it? Other than me, yeah. So she cannot anchor herself. Sacrifices one of the quarries. What? Sorry. When what? When you sacrifice a permanent. Okay. So why did sacrifice one? Oh yeah, he sacrificed one in order to get one. Yeah, that's right. That is the anchor all around. So I think this is a very tough position. He needs to get rid of the most boosted. No, he needs to get rid of the core. Yeah. Gets resupply depot. Supply depot, but I don't think this is going to be enough because it's a double advance with almost the whole board getting anchored. Just with the 8/8 from those Scholar for Kuko, I think it should be enough for him to move forward on both sides. Just on the companion side. He could have a Kraken's Wrath, but I don't think he'll have the Kraken's Wrath. Kraken's Wrath will also just help with one side. 3 more characters. That means that that's a boost. That is a anchored, but at least it's not a full boost. He can sacrifice a permanent in order to get boost. He gets reboosts and gets another one in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He can get that side. I would have thought of giving. I think he just wants to save one side. Gets 4 boosts in, not enough. But since he got boosts, that means that he can anchor. And that's all that Ravius can do. And just like that, like I said, with the companion side, it was going to be enough for Genetrosa to move along. Still having the option to mass anchor, especially since he still has the Hilarion Skater. And just like that, Genetrosa wins the game on table 1. Let's go ahead and move on to table 2. This is DSL Wulitze against Kiriki, 29,000. A very high elo match. Krikri Sori is a 400 elo match and Wulitze is a 500 elo match. It was expected from DSL Wolutsi to win with a 63% chance, and it was actually respected. So the expected outcome was indeed what happened. Let's go ahead and check their decks because these are extremely high elo players, which means that they should have very good decks to support them. Let's go ahead and check Krikri. So Krikri has a Teja, is playing with Teja. Let's go ahead and check his uniques. We have the Muna Caregiver. When another character joins your expedition, if you control 3 or more characters, up to 1 target plant gains 2 boosts. So it needs to play with lots of plants. Anchored from the reserve. When another character joins your expedition as a support ability. Sorry, this one. When another character joins your expedition, if you control 3 or more characters, up to 1 target plant gains 2 boosts. So once again, giving lots of support to the plants. And finally, the Orda's Gatekeeper. When another character joins your expedition, target character in your other expedition, the one I am not, gains 2 boost. So boosting all around. That is basically Krikri's thing. And the support ability of all 3 is to anchor from reserve. Remember, anchor is from a 3 or lower handcuff 3 or lower character. Then we got Wulitze. Wulitze is playing an Aphanas. Interesting that he decided to bring an Aphanas. Not sure if this is the deck that he is using all around. This is a French duel, by the way. Or this is something that he's just using for the tournament. Let's go ahead and check his uniques. This is a Muna Caregiver, so both are playing with Muna Caregivers, but this is a 0/0/0. When played from anywhere, draw a card. When I go to the reserve from the expedition zone, if I have 1 more boost, draw a card, so you can draw 2 cards. And gives the reserve, the support ability, sorry, is to anchor a character. The second Muna Caregiver, this is a 1/0/1. From hand resupply, when I leave the expedition zone, you may return a card other than me from the reserve to your hand. Once again, the support ability to anchor. And finally, the Orda's Gatekeeper. Sorry, the Orda's Trooper. When I leave the expedition zone, you may return a card other than me from the reserve to your hand. So cycling cards as well as giving lots of, in this case, drawing cards, and in this case, cycling cards. So cycling cards, and drawing cards. So lots of card advantage that it is actually especially what Afanas needs right now. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to the end of game. First turn is going to be for Woolits. There we go. 3 cards in mana. Typical first play with a... So just going to play on the hero side, and the companion sides are with a 1. Doesn't need to play anything else. He's going to be first. So there is the little problem. He's really wants to get the spindle boosted, but on the other hand, he wouldn't be able to. Okay, he can do it right now. So he just is anchored, right? Yeah, just anchored. Yeah, going to sabotage right away. To the floral tent. Going to draw 2 cards. No second non-boost given. Goes all out on the hero side. Draws a card in this case. So will it sacrifice it at the movement? 1 expedition behind, but at least he has a very good card advantage right now. I don't think he's going to use the Lyra Signet again. The Izmir Signet again. But let's go ahead and see. Spindle. There we go. With a boost. Probably going to play the Spindle. Okay, I thought it was going to go to the other side. The Talarian Skater, just to give it 1 more boost in order to ensure that he gets a resupply. Gets rid of it right away with the Vanishing Gate. Gains the boost as well. Goes up to 2. The Talarian Skater is just going to block her right there and give a boost under reserve. So once again, Krikri moves ahead 1 expedition. We are 2 expeditions ahead from Krikri, but we know Izmir players tend to develop their game towards the end. They get lots of cards, lots of control in order to push when they actually need it. There we go, goes with Unique on the other side. Going to get rid of the Spindle right away. Yeah, going to get rid of the Spindle right away. So I'm guessing doesn't have that many options. The Caregiver needs to play 1 more. Does not play anything. So it's just a single advance on the hero side. Going to overcharge his reserve with 3 cards. Going to get rid of 3 cards. So the card advantage is gone. Okay, yeah, 1. He can cycle. Oh, right. They both cycle cards. So only 1 away. I forgot about the double cycle, yeah. So he may not want to sabotage right away. On top of that, he is not the first player. So just plays the Trooper on the hero side. The Colorful Kuko, of course, gaining a boost and an anchor. The Dancer is a very good option to get rid of right now. Going to give it. Okay, he can anchor the Mage Dancer because the Mage Dancer actually can get lots of boost right now. So he's going to draw, gets his second unique in. That's going to go to 5, not still quite ahead. Just draws a card to get it up to 7, sorry. Uses the unique to anchor it, so he is winning on both sides and finally starting to bring it back. Draws another card because it has more than 2 boosts, and we're back at a stalemate. But the hand advantage that Wolves just did is simply amazing because he has also been able to return the Izmir Signet to hand, and he can just keep boosting. Gets rid of the Requiem, forcing a hand reveal right now. Going up to 6, not enough. anchoring right now, gives a boost, but still not losing. Goes on the other side. Yep, he can cycle a card back. The Subduende, going to use it on the Spindle, of course. Not give any boost back. Uses the Signet to send to reserve the Spindle. That means that there's 2 boosts to the Mage Dancer, and he can just give 2 more boosts. Okay, he gives them to the Spindle because that one is actually anchored. And with that, it is a draw. Willis puts 1 expedition ahead. Pulls 1 expedition ahead. No card advance. No. Okay, yeah. 1 card goes back to hand. 1 is taken away, but the card advantage is marked right now. Willis has 5 cards on hand, plus 2 on reserve. That means that he has 3 more options and 2 Kadigiri and Mage Dancers. So plays 1 from reserve. Probably going to play the second one from hand. There we go. Before moving on to the next one, no, he might go on the companion side with another Mage Dancer. Yeah. So going to draw. No, going to get rid right away. Going to get rid. So he's not going to use the power infusion right now, but everything gets powered up. Decides not to do anything else because he has already won. Actually, he already moved on both sides, and just like that, Ephanes can still bring it back. And Willits demonstrates why he is a 500 ELO player by using the 3 Kadigiri Mage Dancers, still with Ephanes, still giving them lots of boosts, especially with the helping hand now coming back. And just like that, he takes the game. Let's go now to table number 3. This is Jonagelo versus Happing. It was expected from Jonagelo with a 61% advantage to win. Expected percentage to win. So the expected outcome was indeed what happened. So we're gonna have his point of view over here. Then we're gonna have his deck over here, and finally going to check Happing's deck over here. I'm guessing they're both French players. No, actually, Jonagelo is, I'm gonna call him John. Jonagelo is from Greece, and Happing is from South Korea. The Koreans are actually coming back. I'm seeing lots of South Koreans starting to play mostly in turn-based games. I'm guessing because there's not too many players around to do it in real time. But I have crossed paths with lots of South Korean players, so welcome from our brethren from Asia. Let's go ahead and check first his deck. So this is Sol and Halua. It has 2 Hungers. It has a Skybound Odyssey, the Parliament of Ashes, one of the best cards they gave to Bravos this season. Now let's go ahead and check the Tengu. You may run 1 play from anywhere when it joins the expedition. Sorry, the name has changed. Now is when it joins the expedition. Why? Because now all expedition zones are considered expeditions. So if you move from one expedition to another expedition, you're not joining the expedition. You're joining that expedition. So now our abilities will only activate when they are played, not when you take control of a card. You may rush if you do my expedition ascents. This is when it joins the expedition from anywhere. And you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you want to play from the reserve, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, target character gains 2 boosts and fleeting. Okay, so very good control with the Tengu. The second Tengu, when played from hand, you may rush if you do my expedition ascents. And when it joins the expeditions, if I'm the only character in my expedition, I gain 2 boosts. And the support ability, the next character you play this turn costs 1 less. And finally, Beowulf. When it joins the expedition, you may immediately play a character with base cost 3 or less for free. Extremely good card here. And when played from reserve, if you have less cards in hand than target opponent, target character in play or in reserve gains 1 boost. So very good options right here from Happing on his uniques. Let's go ahead and check John. So John is also playing a Soul, 2 Hungers as well, Parliament of Ashes as well, and Skymount Odyssey. But this one is a little bit more spread out. So let's go ahead and check. The Medusa, when played from hand, you may discard target character. If you do, create an airlet token in its controller's landmarks. When played from reserve, you may discard target character or permanent directly, not giving him an airlet. And the support ability, create an airlet token in target player's landmarks. Then we got the Phileas Fog. When it joins the expedition, you may immediately pass. If you do, target character gains 2 boost. And the support ability, Exhausted Resupply. Sorry, when played from reserve ability, Exhausted Resupply. And finally, create an airlet token in target player's landmarks as the support ability. The Lyra airlet, when it joins the expedition, you may immediately pass. If you do, put the top card of your deck in your mana zone, so this can help ramp. 4 cost for a 3/3/3 with no other abilities. Not quite sure how helpful it is, but at least you may immediately pass. So this is designed specifically for Soul, so you can pass and get those tokens in. So let's go ahead and go to end of game. Soul versus Soul. Let's see how fast they both get their tokens in. Airlet not going to be able to be played on the first turn. So this is just a Leviathan Spotter. Plays a 3 from the other side. So the first token goes to John. Happing blocks, but at least doesn't get a token, but at least he's able to move forward. Worgen Agent for Soul. Not that good for Soul. The Suhasore is extremely good on Bazira. Not a bot card to have. Just going to play the Lyra on the other side. Okay, so passes once again. Ramps and gets a boost in. So still Happing has the advantage. But right now, John already has 2 tokens in and can get a 3rd token in also to start summoning Halua. Not sure if that's exactly what he wants. I think Parliament of Ashes is taken away. Okay, so he's going to draw a card right now. Shows the Giant. Draws a card. The Tengu is played. The Tengu allows him to rush. Plays the Haven Warrior in order to block. Ascends the other expedition. That means that right now he can pass. Get the token in, rush, and get the Halua out. So that means that we have Halua already out by John. Still 1 expedition behind, but he has been able to ramp twice and get a card advantage using the Leviathan Spotter. I don't know why it says the Leviathan Spotter is a unique when it's a Lyra. It's completely transparent for some reason. There we go. So he can rush. Yeah, he can rush. I think this might be the first token for Happing. Gets a Parliament of Ashes down. Gets 2 boosts in. Just uses the Gigantic. Gets a first token in. Passes. It's a double advance from John. A single advance from Happing. That means that we are tied right now. And that Halua is going to do some serious magic. Gets rid of a Mighty Djinn. Yeah, he has ramped twice, so he doesn't actually need doesn't need it that much. Just plays it right away. The Parliament of Ashes. Nothing else to play from John. That means that we have a Halua almost gigantic. The Tengu that is able to get 2 boosts in and rush with the Ratatoskr to ascend the expedition. That means that he is able to move forward. Gives everything fleeting. The Halua, because it's a Halua, gives everything fleeting. Halua doesn't care. This means that Happing is actually losing 2 cards right now. So John Angelo not only has the mana advantage, has the card advantage as well, which is very hurtful for Happing, at least from what I gather. the Signaler for 4, the Hunger to get rid of everything having just put down. Gets a Signaler on the other side. He could have gotten rid of the Signaler, but decides to pass to get the 5th token in. So a 1/1 token, an Airlet 4 happening. It has been a tight game, but because of the card advantage, I don't think that Happing has much chance. If I would have watched this in real time, I would have said the same. So we even have a rush, to exhaust, oh no, that's right. The Altruin teammate rushes from reserve, so or can he? Yeah, he could have rushed. He could have rushed with the Hunger, decides not to rush with the Hunger. That means that he was exposed just like that. Passes, gets 2 boosts in, gets a 6 token in, so that's a giant on both sides. And Happing knows that he has no more play left. I think it would have been more intelligent to rush a double rush to get the Hunger out right away, and it would have been actually better. He just left it there to perhaps tempt a Sabotage to see if he had the Harpooner. The Harpooner did what it was designed to do, to go ahead and take a card out, but he's still, with his card advantage and mana advantage, it was extremely difficult for Happing to try to bring it back. And with that, we come to the end of the 3rd match of the day. So let's go ahead and go see number 5. So the first match we're going to see from right now is match number 5. El Wiwi against Mikkel 57. I know El Wiwi is a French player, AGT El Wiwi. Let's not forget the team name. I think Mikkel is a French player. It was expected from El Wiwi to win with a 81%. That means that the expected outcome was indeed what happened. Let's go ahead and check El Wiwi's deck over here and Mikkel's deck over here. No, they're both French players, actually. Okay, I thought Mikkel was a German player. This is Sierra Robot version 3. So we got Kali, the uniques. We got a Kali. When play from hand, you may put a permanent from your hand in reserve. If you don't, sacrifice a permanent for a cost 1, a 2/1 with some very good options. This is a very good unique from Mikkel. Then we got Jian, Assembly Overseer. When a robot joins your expedition, I gain 1 boost. Simple. While the reserve ability, you may activate the arrow ability of target permanent you control. This one is similar to mine, but it doesn't ask you to have a token. It just says robot, so this is actually better than mine. Jian, Assembly Overseer. When you create a token, target card gains 1 boost. It can be itself, and the support ability, you can activate the arrow abilities of permanent you control. Of course, you'll most likely have the brass back out by that point. Now we got El Wiwi. This is Draw. So this is a Nadir deck focused on draw. Once again, the Lyra Airlet is transparent. I don't know why. Let's go ahead and check it. If there's a spell in your reserve, draw a card, otherwise resupply. Either way, when it joins the expedition, is a good thing to have. You may put a card from your hand in reserve if you do Sabotage. And I just noticed that I forgot to unpin the message because we are already live. You may put a card from your hand in reserve if you do Sabotage. The Hydracina. It's eternal. At noon, draw a card. When a card leaves the reserve during the afternoon, I gain 1 boost. Extremely good Hydracina. Second Hydracina. At noon, you may discard a card from your reserve. If you do roll a die, on a 4+, draw a card. On a 1, 2, 3, resupply. When a card leaves your reserve during the afternoon, draw a card. So if you're not sure, if, for example, you're facing an Ortis and you're not sure if he has or not the license removal, this will be extremely good because you keep getting card advantage as soon as a card leaves your reserve. So with Nadir, It seems to be a little bit better for Fen, but an Nadir nonetheless is not a bad option. So let's go to end of game right now. Block and do the change right here. There we go. So first play is going to be for Mikkel. Let's see if Alwiwi decides to put. He may make a side be plant or mountain. No, he decides not to do anything. So he's just going to play on the other side, going to play on the hero side with his Hather. That's basically it. The double advance, the 1-for-1. A very good place for a Wee to be at right now. He can just play his Mighty Jin on the companion side and gain lots of advantage there. Could also just play the Cloth Cocoon to get rid of the... No, yeah. I was thinking that it was most advantage to do that. Is going to sacrifice in order to do the double advance. Going to lose the Hather, but at least, yeah, 1-for-1, sorry. Ensuring the 1-for-1. There was still no doubt in my mind that Mikkel was going to do that. There we go. So the 1-for-1 goes to mana. So Wee has ramped up. I don't think this is a good turn for Anansi. Martingale either. So he can put a side on water. There we go. That's what I was expecting. The bag out back to B4-2. And gets another one over there. Just pushes for water. Goes on the other side. No sabotage right now. But uses the Anansi just to move through. Once again, the 1-for-1. And the next expedition is water as well. That means that he gets double use of the Will-O-Wisp. And can even decide to give it plant. Yeah, plant on the side that he is on. So he just uses the brass bug comes out. It's going to be 3 on one side and 3 on the other. No, just goes all out on one side. He doesn't need to do anything else. Gets rid of the brass bug right away with the Cloth Cocoon. So 1-for-1 once again. And Mikkel didn't get that much of advantage this turn. And he's going to ramp again. No, it's actually going to go back to the reserve. He needs options right now. So yeah, that was the most sensible thing to do. Pushes with the jellyfish. So that means that he's just going to go on the other side. The brass bug once again. So this time he can get... Probably going to boost that one to 5. Going to get the other side to 3. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah, he's just going to push on the other side. Once again, the 1-for-1. But Mikkel is most likely going to keep that brass bug out. So he's going to get advantage from that. One goes to the reserve. The other one goes to mana. It doesn't make sense to do anything else. Actually, Alwiwi can not mana this turn. He decides still to mana. Plays it on the companion side. He knows which side he is weak on. Draws a card. Pushing up the Anansi. This could be a game changer. Going to get... Okay, so he can put a card to sleep first. He gets the Hather out to block. Going to lose the Anansi most likely. Yeah, that was the biggest threat. Pushes on the other side. Gets a token in. Not sure if he's going to be able to. Drawn right now. No more play from Mikkel. No more play from Alwiwi. Alwiwi moves forward. 1 expedition away from taking the game. Going to go to mana. So 10 mana for Alwiwi. Going to get rid of that sleep. And he just needs to win on the companion side. It's going to be tough. Not saying that it cannot be done, but it's going to be tough. So gets another token in on the companion side, obviously. No, I think that was a big mistake for Mikkel. He needed to play on the companion side. He already had strength on the hero side, risks it all. To me, at least I think he risked it all on the companion side. But nonetheless, the Frost Nova is going to do enough damage to just take the game away. Before deploying the Frost Nova, just puts one more character to sleep. A good option from Mikkel, but I think he is leaving the other side a little bit unprotected. So right now we have the Frost Nova. He's going to put 2, 4 on one side. That means he's already won. Going to take the brass back out. Normal play from Mikkel. And like I said, he left the other side unprotected, but it was nonetheless, it was an unwinnable position because he could have just put 4 on either side. So it was actually, I think the first, yeah, it was a very tough position for Mikkel. At least he got almost all the way out, but that Frost Nova was just devastation for Mikkel. We're gonna move on to table number 10. Let's see if this one was completed. This is KNP Thibaut against PSD Tubis. It was completed. It was expected for Thibaut to win with a 73% chance. Still, Tobis with a over 200 elo. Nothing to sneeze at. Let's go ahead and check Thibaut's deck over here and Toby's deck over here. This is a French against a French player? Sorry, a French against an Italian player. I almost always forget that Toby's is an Italian player. Let's go ahead and check first Toby's deck out. This is a Fen Crowbar. Thank you, Toby's, for naming your deck full series so that you know exactly which deck you need to use. This is the Snowman. When play from hand, unless I'm in water, I gain a sleep. When play from end, when it joins the expedition, if you control 1 or more landmarks, the next card you play this afternoon costs 1 less. Not a bad option. Not bad at all. Then we got the Ouroboros Trickster. When play from hand, you may put a card from the hand in reserve. If you do roll a die on a 4+, I gain 2 boosts. On a 1, 2, 3, I gain 1 boost. When I go to the reserve from the expedition zone, if you control 1 or more landmarks, draw a card. Very good card as well. And the Paper Herald. When play from hand, you may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, up to 1 target character, you anchor a character, and when it joins the expeditions, up to 1 target character gains fleet. And the support ability, it creates a soldier 1/1/1 in token expedition, and Tobis tries to play the Lyra Festival. Let's see how well he did. Now, Thibaut is playing an Aphanes, created on March 24th, 2026. What? Not sure if it means 24 hours for March, because okay, well, it's just let's suppose that it means Aphanes all day long, and it was created on March 2026. We've got the Spindler Harvesters. When this one, in this case, when it's played from reserve, it is anchored. At dusk, if I have 1 more boost, you may return a card other than me from the reserve to your hand. The support ability after you. Muna Caregiver. When I go to the reserve from the expedition zone, you may cycle a card from your reserve to your hand. At dusk, if I have 2 or more boosts, you may cycle a card from the reserve to your hand. And finally, the support ability to anchor. And the Ordis Cadets, when played from hand, creates an Ordis Recruit in his expedition, and when played from reserve, cycles a card from the reserve to hand. With a cost of 1, not a bad option to have either way. And now let's go to end of game. There we go. So we got a Fen against an Aphanes. Three cards gone. The Opera House for 2. A draw card. And no drawing for Toby, so that means that the first advance is going to be just for Thibaut. One expedition ahead. Okay, going to get rid of one of the studio's disciples. He decides not to deploy right away the Mage Dancer. Going to draw Spindle. Happy Reunion. It is indeed a character, so it can be played for. I thought it was for free. Oh, for 2 less. Okay, so it costs 1. Spindle on the other side. Both are in theory going to move forward, but no, it is blocked. So that means that they both move 1 expedition ahead. Sorry, double expedition from Thibaut, 1 expedition from Tobias. That means that Tobias now is 2 expeditions behind. But this Ephanas is not ramping as fast as it probably like. But we have now a very big turn with the Mage Dancer and 2 Izmir Signets. Tobias starts with the Studio's Disciple, going to block it with its own Studio's Disciple. Trickster on the other side. Okay, Kadigirian most likely going to go out. Gets 1 boost in, sorry. Decides to play right away with a draw. Going to give the Spindle. It is not a card from reserve. Uses the magical training. Gives a boost up, so that means that he is moving forward. Now, not the Happy Reunion again. Another character to use. With the Signet, he is going to sabotage right now. Going to give another boost on the other side. That means that right now, Thibaut is moving forward once again on both sides. Going to lose a card from reserve. Most likely going to be one of the Signets. Also, Tobias is going to be losing a card from reserve. Okay, he decides to get rid of the magical training. Interesting. I would have gotten rid of the Lyra Festival, considering that you don't have enough cards, I think, to play it. Let's see if he tries to do it today. Spindle, just going to get the anchored right away. Does get a card for the combo, but doesn't have enough right now. Going to return it to and counting sheep for 2, okay, but that's not going to give him enough characters in order to play with the festival. At least gets everything that is out right now to sleep. Uses the Trickster on the other side. Puts a card down. 6, that means that it gets 2 boosts. 2 cards, for Thibaut. Going to give those both to the Mage Dancer. Uses a Twinkle Twinkle to put it to sleep. He could get rid of the sleep and give it Fleeting just for good measure. Okay, he gives his own characters Fleeting. Okay, he still is missing the Anchored and the He's missing the Anchored and Sleep, but if he does have another Twinkle Twinkle on hand, it could be possible. Martingale, so nothing down. Just uses an After You. Going to sabotage the Lyra Festival, and if that was what he was counting on, it could be over right now. So gets the sheep in. Thibaut, if he's going to do something right now, he needs to use the Blizzard. Yeah, gets rid of one of the sides, and that's basically it. Even if Toe had the festival in hand, that would be it. There would be no more play right now. Just uses a Twinkle Twinkle on the companion side to save the day. Uses it again on the Tooth Fairy in order to win one more day. Once again, Thibaut draws another Blizzard, so that means that he can once again clear the table. The draws from Thibaut have been on point. exactly what he needed to stop Tobias. So just plays an after you. Has the option of still playing lots of after yous. Opera House, Elira Signet, that's going to go to hand. Plays Elira Signet right away. Probably going to draw, and no, actually gives Fleeting to 2 characters. We know what he has on hand. And he still has an after you to keep winning time, to keep buying time. So yeah, he's most likely going to play the Signet. No, he actually goes for the Opera House. So Thibaut just draws, and if this keeps on going, it's going to be game 4. Yeah, Will-O-Wisp, nothing to draw, and just like that, Tobias did not have the festival, or he knew that he was not going to get it, and just like that, Thibaut gets the job done. They just need to get rid of card from reserve, and that's basically it. And that is how this game ends. And let's move on to the next one. So the next one is going to be table 36. Moving forward a little bit down the table. This is Gerbios against Widow Court. It was not abandoned. It was expected for Widow Court to win, but Gerbios actually defied the odds in a 31% chance of winning. He actually was able to win. Let's go ahead and check their decks out. French players, I think they're both French players. Yes, they're both French players. So Widow Court first, Mojo Embarrassment. I think he knew what he was going to have. No, I don't think so. I think he's most alluding to the fact that he will embarrass his opponent. So this is Studio's Disciple. When played from reserve, if you control 2 or more landmarks, you may cycle a spell from your reserve. And the next spell you play this afternoon costs 1 less as a support ability. When played from hand, the next spell you play this afternoon costs 1 less, and the support ability is the same. This one, because this is not unique. There we go. And finally, the Alice. I was like, why is this different? And yeah. And the Alice, when it joins the expeditions, you may discard target permanent. When played from reserve, if you control 1 or more landmarks, you may send to reserve a character with cost 3 or less, and the support ability after you. So that is word awkward. Let's go ahead and check Gerbios. Gerbios is using a level 4 festival, using 2 rare festivals and a common festival. Scribbling Starfish. When I leave the expedition zone, if I was boosted, draw a card. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but nonetheless a very good thing to have when it is in reserve. When you play another base statistic 0 character, it gains 1 boost up to a max of 2. Then we got Flamel. When I go to the reserve from the expedition zone, cycle a spell, and when play the support ability, each character controlled by target player gains fleeting. And finally, Sticky Shroom. When it joins the expeditions, I gain anchored. When played from hand, if you control a fleeting character, you may have target character other than me gain 1 boost. And when played from reserve, if you have 6 or more mana orbs, you may exhaust target card in reserve. So that is the Sticky Shroom. Let's go ahead and move on to end of game. There we go. So let's see how the game played out. 3 cards each, and first turn goes for weird. Just going to draw a card with the Baba Yaga. Turns it around, and it's actually Gerbios, the one that moves forward because of the Will-O-Wisp, and can use it again. Well, he would not be able to move forward, at least he can block by playing it on the companion side, or just play it on the hero side to force a play on the companion side. He just goes right away with the Lyra Festival, doesn't want to get any other thing. With his Pool of Tears, what does the Well of Tears, sorry. When you play, okay, so you can give, this is a when permanent with base cost 4 or more. It's a spell or a perk? A spell, okay. To place magical trading just to get a card in hand. Still has a 4 cost that can actually net him a Mana Moth. Conjuring Seal, there we go. So the Mana Moth goes on the hero side and it is going to be boosted. That means that it is blocking right now. Uses the Hypothermia just for get both characters to be put to sleep. No more play from Weird, no more play from Garbios, no one moves today, still in a stalemate. I think this is more beneficial for Weird rather than Garbios. Second festival from Garbios, he may be tempted to play it right away, but no. He gets the Sheeps out. He has a Sleep and Fleeting. With Awkward just draws a card, and with the other Lyra Festival he can put Eckhart and Anchored. Let's see if with Awkward has. Yes, he has. Gets rid of the Fleeting. Okay. Draws another card. No movement again today. I would have gotten rid of the Anchored one, because he can actually still put Anchored again and get one. He can still put. He has the option to anchor, double anchor actually. So yeah, I would have gotten rid of the. Oh, it didn't make much. It didn't make any difference because he would just anchor it again. Yeah. Okay, so with Awkward, draws again. Gets a character in, no boosted. Okay, he can anchor himself. Mana Flare for 4. What are you going to play? He plays a Blizzard for 0. Going to get rid of the hero side and get a Mana Moth in. And because he has a Well of Tears, this is going to go all the way to 3. Puts it on the other side. There you go. So 5-2. And another one. So everything is put to sleep once again. Once again, we are at a stalemate, but Garbios is running out of counting sheep. Gives one of his characters, and yeah, because he can still give Anchored, that is going to be it for Garbios. He was able to get all of his ducks in a row, and he was able to win the game because of the both Lyra Festivals. He could have won with a common, he could have won with a rare. So once you get both festivals out, it is actually a little bit difficult to just control everything. And with Awkward did a very good job at using that Blizzard, but it was not enough because he still got counting sheep on hand, as well as 2 Mad Hatters on reserve. So it was very difficult for him to actually clear the whole plane. And that was table 36. Now let's move on to table 66. Let's see if this one was completed. Last table. Oh, sorry, I opened it 3 times. Let's see, it was completed. Alan B against Vulcane. Alan B was expected to win with a 79% chance. So the expected outcome was indeed what happened. Let's go for Alan B over here, and let's go for Vulcane 1 over here. French players indeed. So Vulcane 1 is using a Kojo with lots of cards. This is one of the problems right now, that because Altered has allowed us the option of using the special cards. That means that it needs to identify which set it is specifically from. So things like having 2 Haven Warriors from... Well, actually he has 2 common Haven Warriors and a rare Haven Warrior. So yeah, it can get very divided. It seems to be also not an optimized deck. Let's go ahead and check his unique. We have the snowman. When it joins the expeditions, if I'm in water, unless I'm in water, I gain fleeting. It has to be in water, yet it has 0 in water. Very peculiar card. Well, it can be on the starting zone, for example, because it's a +1. When played from hand, if I'm the only character in my expedition, exhausted resupply. Tengu, you may rush if you do my expedition ascents when it joins the expeditions. Also, when it joins the expeditions, you may discard a card from your reserve if you do sabotage. Otherwise, you may exhaust target card in reserve. And finally, another snowman. When my expedition moves forward, unless I'm in water, I gain fleeting. When played from hand, when target character gains 2 boost and fleeting. And finally, when it joins the expedition, if you control a fleeting character, characters you control gain 1 boost. So you can give lots of boosts around. This is a finisher move. Cost 4 means that you will most likely have to play it and then it'll be over. But that is that is what Vulcan brought. Now let's go ahead and see Alan B. Alan B has a more streamlined deck. This one is Akesha Conquest version 2. We have the Sea Nymph. One play from hand. If I'm facing an expedition in water, you may discard target card that has cost 3 or less. When it joins the expeditions, if there's a spell in your reserve, draw a card. Otherwise, resupply. Ooh, my favorite song from Golden Sun. I'm tempted to just listen to it. The Winged Monkey, when played from hand, if my expedition is behind, create 2 mana moth illusions in target expedition. The support ability, you may return a spell from the reserve to your hand. And the Amarok, when joins the expedition, if I'm the only character in my expedition, you may send to reserve any number of target characters with total 5 or less in Mountain. And when another character joins my expedition, sacrifice a character in my expedition. And your support ability, you may return a card from the reserve to your hand. Very good uniques from Alan B. indeed. So I'm going to shut up and just listen to the song while they set up. Oh, sorry, this was not what I meant. This is what I meant. Pastry Chef, just going on the other side, drawing with the Baba Yaga. Not much else to do. Could have blocked. Yeah, he actually could have blocked LMB. How many boosts do you get? Oh no, this is the common. Gains 2 boosts. So no, he could have not blocked. The Pastry Chef is not moving today. Can get 2 mana mods on the other side, but I guess that's basically it. Just sabotages the Pastry Chef. Decides not to play anything else. Doesn't make sense to just waste cards. A 1/1 stalemate once again. But that I think it would have been better to sabotage the Sang Wukong today. But oh well, he decides to give it a pass. Sang Wukong comes out. He can actually put it to sleep. Go with the Baba Yaga. Probably going to go on the other side with the Tooth Fairy and put the Sang Wukong to sleep. That means that Alan B gets a double advance and just needs to focus on the other side where the Sang Wukong comes in. And perhaps even sacrifice something to try to get it off. There we go. There is an off you go. So he can get rid of it. plays his Snowman. It's not on water, so it gains fleeting, but at least he gets an exhausted resupply. The Flamel is going to be enough to put back the sleep on hand. Nothing to sabotage right now. Puts the Sabotager to sleep. Physical trading to give it 3 boosts. Try to push on today. Normal play, so it is a double advance from Volcane. But he's going to overcharge his reserve with 1 card, but going to overcharge nonetheless. Gets rid of Mana Channeling. I would have gotten rid of the same. So yeah, it was indeed. I didn't check it, but it was indeed an overflowing. It was more than 39 cards. Gets a gigantic in. Going to get rid of it because of the strength 5. Normal play from Volcane. Yeah, because all his cards were extremely costly. This one, yeah, the next card gains a boost, so nothing he could do over there. Going to try with the gigantic again, but still the unique is there. The cost 5. Going to get rid of the Shiva. No permanent play today. There we go. The gigantic once again. Going to freeze the physical training. Helping Hand just to have it once again, and he can give it another boost. Probably a double advance from Volcane. No, just going to get rid of it because it's a 5. So just gets rid of the gigantic. Nothing else to be done today. Pushes away, so no moving forward for Volcane today. And just like that, Alan gets himself in position to take the whole tournament, the match. Alan B, sorry. He can block the gigantic right now with a Rime Frost. Decides to let him go ahead and play. Going to return the Rime Frost. The Isunboshi, 3 mana left. Just lets it rip with the hunger, and with that I can almost know that it is a game over. And just like that, the control from Alan B was more than what Volcane could muster, and just like that we go on to the next game. First of all, I want to see once again, I just want to check how many cards were in Volcane's deck. So let me just go ahead and forward. 39 cards against 48. Yeah, so it was a very heavy deck. Just wanted to recheck on that. Let's move on to table number 40. Table number 40. There we go. So this is Tommy Jen versus Nico Kus. It was finished, so we have another game right now. It was expected for DDK Tommy Nejin to win with 40. No, sorry. It was actually for Nico Kus. He had a 51% before the match started, but it was defying the odds barely, but defying the odds nonetheless. DDK Tommy Jen gets the win over Nico Kus. So let's go ahead and have his point of view over here. Let's go ahead and have his deck over here, and finally have him over here. French players. Nico Kus is a French player, but Tommy is actually a Belgian player. Let's go ahead and check first Nico's deck out. This is a Bazira Fonderie. Has 2 hungers. Has a Foundry. Interesting. I've seen some players starting to use the Foundry. The Scatty is, but he has some cards that are not exactly compatible. For example, the Veilmon, the Mighty Jin, the Kaibara are not exactly things that you want to use a Foundry with, but not a bad option either. Let's go ahead and check his uniques. This is a Chiron. When it joins the expeditions, if you control one or more landmarks, target character gains one boost. If you control two or more boosted characters, characters you control other than me gain half tough 1. Okay, so this is an ongoing ability, an ongoing condition. The Kaibara as Guardian Leviathan. I am gigantic. I have tough X, where X is the number of regions between your hero and companion. This one does take advantage of the Foundry. You can draw a card when you play him from the reserve. And the support ability, the next character you play this turn gains 2 boosts. And finally, the second Kaibara, I am gigantic. I have tough X, where X is the distance between tokens. And this one has, when it joins the expeditions, draw a card. The next character you play from your hand activates its support ability. So kind of playing with the Foundry in this case. That is Nico Kus. Let's go ahead and check Tommy. So Tommy is using a starter? Okay, no, he's not using a starter. Okay, so he was kind of thinking of a starter, but in the end he did change to his deck. Seemed at least so. Using a Teja. Using an Icebound Taiga. Interesting. Snoozer Shroom. When played from hand, you may target character in the expedition facing me. Sorry, you may target character in the expedition facing me. Oh, you may have target character. There we go. You may have target character in the expedition facing me gain a sleep. The reserve, that when played from reserve, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, I gain 1 boost. Eros, when it joins the expedition, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, you may immediately play a character for 3 less. And the support ability, each player draws a card. And finally, the Cernunos. When played from hand, if you control 2 or more boosted characters, I gain 1 boost. Pretty simple with a Teja, also a ramping Teja with the tiny Jins. So let's go ahead and see how it played out. There we go. So go to end of game. First play is for Tommy. Both decks have 39 cards, so both decks optimized. There we go. Just doing an after you. Has the option to go on the other side. Doesn't need to. Nothing gained from Nico except ramping. So now he plays on the other side, of course, in order to have a chance. Blocked, but forced him to consume a card. So Tommy just moves forward. The Sneezer Shroom is going to be there just in case. Two expeditions unplanned. That means that the Syla can give lots of boost right now. Plays the Aklut. That's going to exhaust the... Yeah, it's just going to be another advance from Tommy on the other side. He actually ramps right now. Nothing else that he needs to do. So still one expedition ahead. Nico moves off the hero expedition. And the ramp right there. We're going up to 5. Good option. Good time. Decides not to use a Persephone. Okay. Could have been a good time to combine them with the Saskia. There we go. The boost again. Going to block that Muna Caregiver. Going to block completely on that side. And I'm guessing he's going to play... Ooh, I thought he was going to play the Saskia. But no, decides just to move ahead with his Arnunos. Can you remind me what does it do? If you control, I gain 1 boost. So yeah, just decided to go with the Saskia. So that he has more expeditions on plan. In order for the Saskia to gain even more traction. Decides not to mana today. Nico just goes again with a Swift Jin. And I think the Saskia might do it right now. Ooh, gets rid of the Anchor. No, gets rid of the Unique. So he just goes with the Saskia. Going to give 2 boosts to the... And just for good measure, he plays the winter outfit on the other side. So the Saskia did come through. No, actually, how many expeditions ahead is us? Like, yeah, 2 expeditions ahead from Tommy. Nico already in range for a hunger. Let's see if he has it. Going to give 2 more boosts to the Sneezer, and going on the other side, he just decides to go there with the anchor Signet to give it 3. No, actually, to just ramp up, ramping even more. So just a 1-for-1, still 2 expeditions ahead from Tommy, 2 movements, sorry, from winning. No, well, okay, now I see why he played the winter outfit. So he's probably just waiting to see. Okay, we got the giant Veilmon plays on the hero side to block the ability to give 3 boosts. Normal play from hero. Goes on the other side to have a gigantic on both sides with stats 666, because that's why he had the winter outfit over there. And with that gigantic overcoming the Veilmon, he just takes 2 cards away, and just like that, Tommy wins the game, taking it all out on this one. So we have time for 1 more game. We're gonna have time to see number 35. That it's pretty close. It's ALR Zoa against Eddie Trip 000. This one was abandoned, unfortunately. So we're gonna move to the one below, table 16. Let's go ahead and see over here. So table 16, this is Mr. Mickey's against DDK Tipsy. It was not abandoned. It was expected for Mr. Mickey's to win with a 63% chance. So that one was respected. Let's go to Mr. Mickey's point of view over here, his deck over here, and finally DDK Tipsy over here. So DDK Tipsy from Belgium against Mr. Mickey's from France. Ascend foil. Foil because of the tournament. Once again, thank you very much, Tipsy. The Resentful Robin. When it joins the expeditions, if I'm facing a character, you may exhaust target card in reserve. And when play from reserve, my expedition ascends. The Blue Cap. When my expedition fails to move forward during dusk, create an early token in target player's landmarks. When it joins the expeditions, if you have 6 or more mana orbs, start expedition ascends. And when it joins the expeditions, if I'm in an extended expedition, create 2 Orders recruit tokens in the other expedition. So as soon as you get 6, this is a beast to get. The 6 mana orbs, and we got the Orders Messenger. When play from hand, if I'm in extended expedition, resupply. Otherwise, my expedition ascends. If 1 or more of expeditions is ascended, create 2 Orders recruit soldiers in my expedition. So a beast all around. Once again, a very good combo with Shen. So let's go ahead and see how this card did it. Mr. Mickey's right now playing an Aphanas version 2.1. So we have the Katigirian Alchemist. When play from hand, draw a card. The support ability, the next card you play this afternoon costs 1 less. The Sunisa, the dedicated ensign. I am defender. If my expedition is behind, defender characters don't prevent my expedition from moving forward. And at dusk, you draw a card. Finally, the Suha, the Kuorgan operative. When I leave the expedition zone, sabotage. At dusk, draw a card. So lots of card advantage, something that Aphanas actually is needing lots of right now. So let's go ahead and move on to end of game. This is going to be the last game of stream, guys. There we go. So we got the Shen against the Aphanas. Just going for the after you. Playing on the other side. No need to use any more cards. Just a 1-for-1. Now it's Bit Tipsy's turn to go first. Gets rid of the other studio's disciple. The expedition ascends. Plays the Order Spy for 3 to get rid of the studio's disciple. Plays the Suha, doesn't want to give him the card advantage. He's not going to move forward, just going to draw a card. But since there was a character facing the Ascended Expedition, that means that it is not able to draw a card. So like I said, denying the card advantage. Now playing it on the other side. And then get an Ascended. If he can get the Hero Expedition Ascended, that means that he will be able to draw a card. Plays the Origanium. That means that he can ascend an expedition, and since he won an ascended expedition, he actually draws a card as well. Right? Or no? There we go. Yes. It was like, did it? There we go. And also leaves a token behind. The Origanium just ascends. Yeah. When you play a character, you make Sosmin to give you 1 boost. Okay. So he just gets rid of the power infusion. And because a character was played in an Ascended Expedition, the Oris Trooper on the other side going to draw a card. Can he get rid of the Kaligirian Mage Dancer? If he can get rid, no, he cannot get rid of the Kaligirian Mage Dancer. That means that the Ascended Expedition is still going to be facing a character and not able to move forward. So it's a card advantage for Mr. Mickey's. 1 expedition ahead still from Bitipsy. But the card advantage is indeed something that will come back to bite the Bitipsy the more the game goes on. Plays on the other side, going to get rid of the Artist Spy and gain 2 boosts on the hero side. Plays the blue cap on the companion side, ascends the expedition and puts 2 tokens on the other side. Still not enough to block. The Kaligirian Mage Dancer on the other side. The clear this out of the clear sky. Going to get... Why didn't you get rid? Why didn't you get rid of the one in the Ascended Expedition? You could have gotten a card advantage that way. Okay, well, he decides not to do it. Pushes forward on the other side. 2 cards overcharged for Mr. Mickey's. He doesn't care that much because those cards are really expensive from the reserve. He's most likely going to, spindle and keep the... What is his name? The Caladrius. The Caladrius is extremely good right now. Not he's going to be able to get rid of those tokens. At least of one of them. The Mage Dancer goes on the other side. Plays the Gargoyle, so both sides are ascended. Spindle on the companion side. He needs to get rid. Okay, so he needed to get rid of one of those. Doesn't do it. Gets another airlet in. Going to put one of his tokens to sleep. Going to gain 2 boosts. Actually going to win on both sides, it seems. Yeah, going to anchor the... He's going up to 4. I think this is a double advance for Mr. Mickey's. Going to give 4 more boosts, sorry. So yeah, it's a double advance indeed for Mr. Mickey's. And with both characters anchored, drawing a card. So this is a very tough position for Bitipsy. Even though he does get an airlet out and gets a Soar, I don't think it's going to be enough to win on both sides, especially with that Kaligirian Mage Dancer. I don't think Bitipsy brought that many control cards, or he hasn't gotten any. place the gargoyle on the other side, so a sense. Not sure what he's trying to do with there. Just place on the hero side, the gargoyle on the other side, not going to do anything. Off you go for 2. This gets rid of the gargoyle, and I think that's basically it. Plays an airlet, gets a trooper. Not going to be enough. The trooper gets 2 boosts in. Or sorry, 1 boost in. Going to put it to sleep. Actually puts a gargoyle to sleep, so he is winning on both sides. License withdrawal, a little bit too late, my friend. You should have used it a long time ago. And just like that, he is already with enough strength on both sides in order to keep pushing forward. And just like that, Mr. Mickey's wins on both sides. Like I said, the card advantage was something that was going to come to bite Dippy Tipsy in the end. And that is exactly what happened. So with that, guys, we come to the end of the stream. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you all that watched the stream throughout. I saw people coming in, people going out. I'm guessing some of you will check it later. So once again, thank you very much. I hope that you will have a wonderful day, and we should see each other on Thursday, that we'll be focusing on round 3. Thank you very much, guys, and see you next time. Take care.